Hello guys, it's been a long time. I know I will keep doing the tutorials as I go on with some of my free time. So today I decided to make hair from the texture to the mesh. We're gonna be making female hair first, and then I will make another video how to make male hair, even if it's exactly the same process. I just want to show you different techniques. We're gonna try add accessories to the hair. We're gonna make long hair, short hairs, curly hairs, whatever. We're gonna make cover all types of hair. So when you finish watching my videos, you will be able to make your own hairs and the way you want it, from texture to meshing. We're gonna start with the texture. So I already have here Photoshop open. We have a new. I'm gonna open a new. It's gonna be the hair texture. I don't like to put names on when I'm making tutorials, but you should. You should have 25.6 by 25.6 pixels, and the resolution you should have 72. So how do you understand what the resolution is? To put it in the short terms for you, it's the more I have here, the bigger my resolution file is going to be. So oh damn it, it's better to keep it as low as possible. So 72 or 100, it doesn't really make any difference, but just the less resolution you have, the less detail it is, but the less the file is gonna eating. So let's go make 100. I didn't save the name. So since I'm lazy, I just like this, like this. There you go. Now we have a layer. So how do we start doing hair? We're gonna make a red hair because exactly what I was doing before, as you can see here. So what we do is we're gonna go here to the palettes, the color palettes, and we're gonna pick a darker red. Okay, we're gonna use this tool, or you can go here, image, edit, fill. One of those works fine, but the idea is if you come here, you have to pick the color yourself. Different here, you can just have it here, and then pick here, and then bang. So this is the dark highlight. Now we got dark color, and now we're gonna put the lighter red, so we can have the two hairs. You can make this with any color, all right? So brown hairs, black hairs, all those hairs, you can make this. Same process, just a darker one and then a more lighter one. So I'm gonna add like this one, not gonna be too picky. So how you wanna do this, you wanna put the dark on the layer. Then you're gonna see how easy it is to make this type of textures. So what you wanna do is you wanna come to filter, and you wanna add a noise. You wanna make sure it's Gaussian. You wanna play with the amount, so it's around this amount should be good. You wanna make sure it's monochromatic, and you just wanna pick OK. Alright, so now, yeah, you make sure you have your light texture on when you do that. Okay, so this is what we get. It doesn't look nothing at all, right? So now the second phase, what we want is we want to put even a lighter one. So we want something like even lighter red on this color, and then we want to, oh, it's not right. We want to add some brushes in here. The opacity here, be careful with this, 100, and then we just want to have, I'm just gonna add one for purposes. And what this is pretty much the shiny, you will understand the second, of the hair. So how you want to do this now is you want to go again to a filter. If you don't like to, you don't know what this, just go filter gallery right here, and then there you go. What you want to do now, you want to make a spada. Just put those details. There you have it. And now what you want to do next is you want to go again there, and then you want to get the sprayed strokes. Make sure you have 20, 25, make sure this is vertical, and make sure it's sprayed strokes. There you go. Now you're gonna have something like this. Now to fix this, the last step to make this start looking like hair, what you want to do is you want to go to motion blur, and voila. In the settings here, what you want to do here, as you can see, this is the direction. So you want to make sure, since we're doing, the noise was sprayed in that direction, so you want to make sure it's vertically, so 90 degrees. So the hair is like, the motion blur is applied this. Now the distance of the pixel, this is exactly, if you don't know what a blur is, this is exactly what it does. It pretty much blurs the image. As you can see, this is a very over blur, but with this you can already start shaping different kind of air shapes. But for example, I like the way it looks like around here. It looks pretty much here, like around those values. Okay, there you go. Already looks like a hair. See? Already looks like a texture hair. So how can you make even this even better for a hair? So what you can do is you can highlight more shinies. So we make a new layer. You just grab a brush over here. Side can be the same one, and just make sure you have white. Like this. You can even put so you see what I'm doing here. And now we're gonna play with the blending options, and you're gonna look the difference what's happened when I'm playing with this. So overlay already makes it very bright. You can see the brights over here. Soft light is what we're gonna go for, because you can see it's pretty what we want. But notice how where we didn't put the line before, look at the difference from one to another. Even if they soft light a little bit, it doesn't look so good as this one. So this one's not so good as this one, because this one had a line before, if you know what I mean. I brushed before doing this effect on top. So it's going to pull that color that I put under it. So you can play with the blending up and find the one you like the more. But I'm pretty sure the best one for me, it's definitely soft light. It gives this nice touch. So you can just duplicate this. If you have another one, you can just play around with the settings to make your hair shiny and all of that. Now if you want to add more touches, you can make another layer, make it sure it's under the lighting, and make sure you have a small brush, because remember this is very small, and you can add your own hair. I'm using my mouse, so this is not going to be a good idea, but make sure you pick a color that resembles the hair. Of course, we're playing with red, so maybe lighter red and just make some, like some hair brushes to make it like more unique. Make sure they follow a pattern, because hair is noisy anyway. Like this. Then you can even duplicate this and just like, make like this. This is just ugly and fast, but make sure when you do yours, you take your time and make sure it doesn't look like, they cut it in air. Make sure they look like straight air. And let's just merge both of those. We're gonna merge them. And now you're gonna play with the same settings we play with the other one, the blending option. And then we're gonna find something. For example, this multiply looks alright. Color burn doesn't look bad as either. Now just play here with something you would like to see, Maybe this one's not a good idea, depending on the type of brush, because I did a very ugly brush, so I want it to be, kind of hiding. I don't want to see it. So just put something that doesn't look like you barely see it. You can see the stripes, but you barely see them, which is a good thing. You can see there's something in there, makes the hair look more like, messy hair, but you can see the mechanical brush that I did, because it was kind of ugly with my mouse. But for purposes, let's use the multiply. Okay, so voila, this is your hair. That's pretty much it. This is all you need to know how to make different hairs. The techniques that I show you, when you add the noise, if you make different noise, you're gonna get different results. If you make different vertical or maybe horizontal, you get different results. When you use a filter, when using those filters over here, this and this one, you're gonna get different results. And now I look at it, I remember something you can even add on this one, so it doesn't look so incorporated. You can add a blur, and you can add a Gaussian blur on this guy, so they blend in better. Okay, maybe a linear burn, look at that. And this is how I make hair. Now I have here a folder. This is the website. Let me close this. We're not gonna need this. This is I have opacity. I will talk about this in a second. This is all airs made using those techniques. You see this in here, what I did in the motion, I put a lot of motion in this one. There's a lot of airs. It's very easy to do. There's a lot of them you can do using the same technique. Even if you don't want to make them, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of them online. You can just download them. This is so easy, people just do them for free. There's no worries about making hair texture. It's easy. Now, opacities. How do you make opacities and now they work. Well, how they work I will show you later when we are in the 3D Max. But how do they are made? You can just simply use this one. We know it's 2 by 6 by 2 by 6, so we just make it 2 by 6 by 2 by 6 same way, and the difference is you just paint all white, and then you just, I'll use brush or erase, and you just make black contrast between black and whites. This is one of my favorite ones for men. So how I do this is pretty easy. If you look at this, it looks pretty easy to do. You can even just use a polygon lasso and just come in here, and let's make a new layer just so you can see. And opacities are the way you can change your hair looks, and it's pretty easy to do. Just white and black. Remember that. That's the principle of an opacity map. And then you can just come here, for example, look at this, and just make your shapes the way you want it. And close the line under it like this. Oh, Control Z, you deleted it for some reason. There you go. And then you can just use this option here. You can just fill black like this, and voila, you can make your opacity map this way. And you're gonna have an opacity, which you're gonna need it for when you're applying the material of the hair after. Now this one looks more detailed, more easy, but it's actually very precise, very easy. It's just a brush. You have brushes that, remember, look at this brush here, for example. You have brushes that look like hair itself. So if you make this like a hard black, and you can just play with those brushes. This one, like long strokes and making them, it's not hard to make those type of settings. You can just play with them. And here I have a third style, or I supposed to have a third style somewhere. I made it earlier, but not here. I was probably, it's in the folder. I will show another one. This one. This is another one. Looks like more grassy, and this is for the one that really connected to the hair. And it's like pretty easy to do. It was just that grass brush with different settings that I use, and I end up creating it. All right. So now that you know how to make your hair texture, and you saw how easy it is, you probably should like, oh my god, that was really easy. After you're all done, you can just do this. You can just merge the layers. Voila, you have your full texture. And you can even play with adjustments. You can even come here and play with saturation. You're probably going to change the colors of your hair just by playing with the hue. I never say this in English, but hue. It's a very tricky word for me. Maybe you want to saturate the colors, and maybe you want no colors at all, or maybe you want the colors to be all kind of toxic, trance mode, psycho, whatever. Maybe you want to darken the hair, lighten the hair. You know, some few touches you can do with them right there on the adjustment layer. On the US saturation one, you can play with all the other ones. They will do stuff to the hair because just colors, okay? So don't be scared of playing with those adjustment layers, and have fun with them. They will always do. So just use color balance. I don't know if it's gonna, you know, influence a lot, but you can change the color here as well. It's like pretty much the U saturation, but with more control of what you're doing. So that's it. Remember, you can do this for every color. Just make sure you pick the colors here, and that's it. This is everything. The opacity you can make the way you want. You already saw how. And okay, I think we're ready. I'm gonna close Photoshop. Here we have. I'm gonna put this on the website so you guys can have all of them, and even the opacities for you guys. So now we're gonna hope 3D Max.